Hi, Eugenia.
Hi, Zbi. Woohoo!
That's me. Yeah.
You got my name in.
Was it right?
You got it correct.
So
Who are we?
we are Animaura. I think so. And obviously, after our show, you're very welcome for a stand-up we're gonna make after. No, I'm just kidding. There will be no stand-up.
We're playing at the Arthur Conan Doyle Centre in Edinburgh during the 2025 Fringe
Yes.
on the 8th, 9th and 10th of August.
Yes.
Variable times. So Google us.
Yeah, you will find plenty information about us on the Fringe
Website under Animaura, Animaura, Sonic Soul Pilgrimage. That's that's what the show's called.
There was no W there. Okay, yeah.
What?
Just nothing.
Okay, we're very serious
Yeah.
and we sound like we're putting on a comedy show.
I know. I'm sorry.
It's fine.
It's a
ZB,
good contrast.
I like you being yourself, and
Okay.
and this is the thing about the music we've
Where's
created.
my hammer?
What does that have to do with anything?
Nothing.
Jesus, the people are scared. Okay, so we are putting on a immersive musical hour,
Yes.
and the genre is experimental. The genre is it's a Sonic Soul pilgrimage. So whatever that evokes.
Yeah.
And we've decided to do these little
Podcast.
I don't know what to call them for real. We need to figure it out.
Yeah.
To give some background or to give some dimension to, I don't know,
The stuff we do.
the stuff we do,
Yeah.
but also maybe a little bit like we're not like we love what we're doing and we're really, really excited to share it. And we've never done this before.
Sure.
Even though we've been musicians for almost most of our lives.
Yeah.
But so it's something about like not demystifying the process, but just being like, we're just giving it a crack,
Mm-hmm.
a red hot go.
Yeah.
This is a bucket list for me. I've been living in Edinburgh for nearly 15 years. And I think for the last 5, I've been joking that I'm going to be in the Fringe. But I actually thought I'd put on a stand-up about my tragic life.
Oh, come on.
No, come on. You know what's bullshit's been going on the last few years.
Yeah.
But it'd be like a black comedy.
Like comedy. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But and then if you listen to the first episode, we talked about how Christmas 2023 we were joking about
We
joked about putting on a show.
Putting on the show, and I even made some songs using. I mean, I asked
ChatGPT
AI to make some songs
and
about national anthems, because
we thought it would be hilarious to have a Fringe show
yeah,
about nationhood
yeah.
and how national anthem songs are like
what's the story about them and like
about this sort of and is there are they going to have relevance in the future?
yeah.
And
I even made national anthem of planet Mars.
yes, that's right. That's where it went. We were going so far out of things were getting wild. Anyway, we literally I think spent nearly an hour talking about this at our Christmas social after our choir concert. Was it? It was crazy.
I think it was more than an hour.
I think we were both
At least hour and 5 minutes.
I think we were both ADHD tripping off each other.
Yeah.
I was diagnosed at that point and you're not, but let's be real. The writing's on the wall.
Where? Which wall? There are 4 walls around me and 4 more in the kitchen.
So anyway, here we are. Our show's on at the Arthur Conan Doyle Centre, and we're Animaura, which was
you didn't say much about your music.
Oh, yeah.
Experience.
Okay, so the last episode we spoke a little bit about Zbi's background.
Now your turn.
Okay, so where to begin? Let's see. Ooh.
What?
Okay, so I'm just looking at the chat GPT because this is a disclaimer. We're actually extremely invested in the environment, both of us.
Mm-hmm.
We have a profound love for nature, which informs our music. So you might hear us talking about technology like ChatGPT and think we are water wasters, or I am. But actually, this for me is a technology that is majorly supporting my neurodivergence and executive challenges, let's say. And if it makes you feel better, I don't own a car, and I've had the same metal water bottle for 7 years. So I don't know if that stands for anything. Also, I live in the UK and I haven't been to Australia in over 5 years. So I've not been on a long haul flight.
Yeah.
I feel like I've just opened a can of worms with this conversation. But I just anyway.
Yeah, we
do. We have a profound love for nature.
We care about our planet as we can.
As much as we can.
I don't want to talk about the content. I mean, the website I'm running about the nature and stuff.
Well, but in
also
brief,
I'm a biologist, so it's Anyway, in brief, yeah.
You're a wildlife photographer.
Oh yes.
Specifically birds.
Yeah.
And your website. Tell us about your website in less than a minute.
Okay. I'm just kidding.
We can come back to it in a later episode.
Yeah.
But just to give you context.
On the Facebook you can find a page called Jeste Biologia. It's in Polish, so I'm sorry, but you can translate it if you want. And also I'm running TikTok and YouTube account about mostly environment. Sometimes I'm writing about invasive alien species or invasive non-native species. That's how we should call them now. Anyway, it's a lot of about environment and some interesting things about different animals.
Brilliant.
Mostly.
So, yeah. But going back to ChatGPT telling me, what is the one memory or song you carry in your bones? And now that because we've spoken a little bit to your musical background, Zbi, so to speak a little bit to mine, one of the songs that I carry really deeply is from a song cycle called Hymnody of the Earth.
Mm-hmm.
And it's poetry by Wendell that's been put to music in the Quaker style. Have I got that wrong? Possibly. But I was a member of prestigious or renowned, I don't know what the words are, children's choir, youth choir in Melbourne, Australia, called the Young Voices of Melbourne. And we were a performing, touring choir. And we got introduced to Hymnody of the Earth, which was, I think, the music was written by Malcolm Dalglish, who is a hammer dulcimer player, which is a multi-stringed instrument, and you use little small wooden hammers to play the notes. It's sort of like the choir, I think, is 20 years old now, but it was something I think we've returned to again and again and again. And anyway, within the song cycle, which is almost a 50 minute piece of, a couple of dozen different music songs, is one called Great Trees. And Great Trees, and it's really beautiful. That speaks to a forest and the metaphor of a forest being something quite divine. Great trees upstanding and upright, apostles of the living light, Patient as Stars. I don't know, there's just some really beautiful poetry in there. And anyway, this song is something I come back to a lot, particularly in the last few years. And I've sung it a few times around campfires or at events I've been at as an offering. And I find it interesting because it's meaning more as I've got older. Anyway, but yeah, that time singing in the youth choir was, I think, formative, profound. I was a teenager. It was nearly 8 years, maybe 7 years, and we went to South Africa and Europe and Canada and lots of places around Australia.
So mostly the earth.
Yeah.
So I had to okay.
Yeah, and then I've got a back. I spent 10 years playing the violin. I did to grade 5.
You have to get one.
No, I'm
No,
really
you don't.
look at my nails now. I don't want to.
Oh yeah.
I think I was in year 9 or 10, and my mum was like, "You're not practicing nearly enough to justify the cost of the lessons anymore." And plus, I loved singing much more. And yeah, so I've been in doing choral music forever, and then I joined I joined Castle Chorus 9 years ago. This is our 10th anniversary year, actually, Castle Chorus.
Yeah.
And on the 27th of June will be the 10th anniversary performance concert.
I don't know where.
I know where. Can I remember?
In Edinburgh.
In Edinburgh. Look up Castle Chorus. But yeah, what is it? A folk and roots community choir.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think my love of being in community and singing has been really interesting in developing my vocal style and approach, because there's obviously a mandate or an expectation to blend, which is a bit weird because I'm desperate soloist, I think. Whenever now we're in the choir, I'm always thinking of alternate harmonies. It's terrible. I'm like, why don't we go higher? I think
you should try on a concert.
No, I think it's such a sometimes I inadvertently do that, particularly if there's songs that I've learnt previously in other choirs.
Do you know the movie Rockstar?
No. What's it from?
It's a Hollywood movie, I believe.
What happens?
So there is a choir, and there is a guy who is singer in a metal or.
Oh, you know about Jack
band.
Black?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. And they are singing some Alleluia song, and he just starts hitting it with his high, heavy metal voice.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's great. Anyway.
Oh, okay. I'll have to check it out. But yeah, so I think all these years, decades of harmonizing, and then I guess some of my training and practice, my animist and shamanic background, where sound and voice and nature, you're sort of mimicking these things in practice and in working with clients. So somehow I'm bringing all of these influences into our space.
Yes. And that's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
And I think I've got really sick of singing what's on the page. I think that's why we ended up here. I'm
Same.
Yeah, I don't want to, years and years and years of reading music and trying to create, I don't know, and be uniform and in line, and I want to draw outside the lines. I want to color outside the box.
And we are Animaura.
Okay, that's random. But yeah.
I know. That's
but I
random,
think that's
but
partly
it's
how
just
we
quite-
ended up with this music.
Yeah, and I think that's the best in Animaura from my point of view, that we can escape
Yep.
from
Language,
from language,
constraint,
from
expectation,
expectations,
musical
from script,
musical formality,
and
just go rogue.
just
Be
go rogue.
wild like nature, actually.
Yeah.
Literally. I think that's it.
Yeah, just people. Yeah. There's so many things I want to say.
Yeah, well,
But-
say something.
Something.
Go for it. Go for it.
No, it's like I don't know how to. Again, the same problem, because I don't know how to describe it. Really, I don't know. Maybe
What we're doing, or Animaura, or the music,
No,
or
Yes.
or how you're feeling.
because some people were asking me what style of music, of what type of music you are making or you are going to perform on Fringe, and I'm like, that's a good question, because you have like pagan folk, we have folk, which is so huge and so diverse. I mean,
And there's like, I've been influenced by a lot of new age music, or, ancient.
because there are like a pagan folk groups like Halun or Wardruna, and many others, especially now when this kind of music is quite popular. But I don't know, it's also different. I don't know, maybe some of our songs may fit in that style, but still it's...
We're inspired by all of this.
Yeah.
Dead Can Dance, Lisa
Yeah.
Gerrad, Enya. I mean, me particularly, all these like Sarah McLachlan, Jewel, like you can go from pop to like esoteric AF. Like I, Dea Dover, for anyone who knows sort of the new age spiritual space. Like, there's so much that I've been personally influenced from, which is different to you, Zbi, which I think is great. But somehow
that's
we are finding a place to meet in the middle, we hope.
exactly in the middle. Beating the ice.
And on that note, we should
18 minutes.
go buy tickets to our show.
Yes.
Arthur Conan Doyle, Animaura Sonic Soul Pilgrimage.
Yeah.
On the
That's
Fringe
really-
website, 8th, 9th and 10th of August 2025.
It's gonna be fun.
Totally. We're professionals. Trust us. Bye.
Goodbye.